What's going on, guys? Boy TBM here, and today we're gonna be doing something a little bit different on the channel. I want to try and do a little bit of some variety on the channel, and I thought, what a better way of educating you guys about how I make intros or do motion design. And yeah, before we go ahead and hop into it, be sure to hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new. Turn on post bell notifications, and yeah, comment down below what you guys want to see. We're gonna be going through the basics today, so if you guys want to see some more advanced tutorials, maybe some stuff with the puppet tool, feel free to let me know, and let me know how I did. Without further ado, let's go ahead and pop into it. All right, so right now we are on Adobe After Effects. And this is what I use for all my motion design. It's Adobe After Effects 2020. Some of the basic things we have is the composition. This is basically the screen where you will be seeing everything go down, what you're kind of doing. Right over here on the left, where it says the project, and it says Comp 1. This is basically where you're going to be putting all your stuff. So for example, if we go ahead and add a logo that I did for, let's say, my homie John. You guys can't see this, I'll put it right over here. So if we see right here, hover over this, and then you can literally just drag it over. It would actually take a little bit, and then you can see in the top left, it will show you where you're actually doing. Or if you want to, you can go ahead and right click it, go to import, go to file, go to where you actually have what you want to import. For me, it is going to be downloads, because I do not have like a designated area as to where I want to, get it. And then you go ahead, click on it, and then you click import. Now that you have whatever you want to have, let's just say you're trying to do a basic intro, go ahead and drag this. So from the where you see the comp 1, whatever you have underneath, you can go ahead and click on it, drag it onto this right here, which is basically where the fun stuff happens, I guess you could say. This is basically your where you're gonna be putting everything. With this, what I would suggest grabbing, which will be linked in the description below, if you actually click on window and you go to animation composer, because it's a new update, excuse me. This is if you actually click on, I was thinking of motion, bro, but yeah, if you go ahead and click on Windows and then go to Animation Composer 3, if you have the latest Adobe After Effects, you can go ahead and have this little secondary screen right here. And with this screen, you can go ahead and go to starter presets. You have all your transitions. If you click on it, it will actually show you, which is the nice thing I like about Adobe After Effects. It actually shows you what you actually want to look at. And some of the basics are, like, as you can see, I believe all of them have an in and out button. So basically, if you want to go ahead and put it at the beginning, you're gonna put that that's the end. If you want to go ahead and put it at the end, then you can go ahead and click out, and of course you can click both. But as you can see, with some of these, they have this little arrow next to it. Let me go ahead and make this bigger. Some of them have this little arrow that have bottom, left, right, top. If you don't even have to click on that, you can go ahead and just do this and actually show you. It can come in from multiple areas. Like I said, this one goes in, go back up to the top, goes to the bottom, left, right, vice versa. That's basically the logistics of the transitions. Then you have your effects. You have all these effects. Again, you can left click on them. I'm not gonna go through every single one, but there is certain ones for 2D transformation. You can keep going down. Like I said, it will show you each one. Then you have effects for the text layer, which could be pretty cool if you want to go ahead and do something unique or something out of the ordinary, which would be pretty cool. You'll jumble like the words around and stuff like that. So if you want to do that type of intro for yourself, that could be really cool. But yeah, that's the starter presets, and of course you can add some new ones. You can discover packs, and then it brings you to the website that you can go ahead and purchase some. I might purchase some in the meantime, not right now, but just in the future. Next we have the pre-comps. The pre-comps are stuff that aren't obviously the presets, but the pre-comps is a variety of different things. As you can see, there's the overlays, and it goes into like letterbox. It's basically just kind of like some more fancy transitions. Those are that. Some of these I don't even know how to pronounce, because I just use them, the ones that look cool. I'm gonna say vignette. I think that's how you pronounce it. I believe these are just light tools.
then you have shape elements, and actually gives you, if you want to go ahead and create like something completely custom, of course you can, you hear the sound, you can actually go ahead and turn off the sound right there. If you click this little button that says add sound and just uncheck it, and you go ahead and add all these cool effects that they give you, all these shapes, which is really dope. They have all the social media things, so if you want to go ahead and put, you know, the subscribe button in your YouTube video, you can also use this for editing as well. You can also make your own custom one. I know a lot of people who actually have done that. I myself have not tinkered with this. I do want to do that at some point, which could be pretty cool. Believe that is it for the shapes in social media. They can go to text boxes, and this is basically just like the box that you can use to fill to add whatever you want. If you want to go ahead and put your name, you can go ahead and like type in your name, and it will go ahead and do that. And then of course if you hover over, you can see whatever it is, and you can use that text box. And lastly, for the pre-comps, we have transitions. Again, these are the more more snazzy, fancy transitions that you might see in movies and short films and stuff like that. Again, you can go ahead and left click all of them and see what they look like. Of course, there's some that just there's some that are just fairly basically like fade to black, but then there's shake and distort, stuff like that, which would be pretty cool if you're trying to do something very, very unique. And then of course they still have their simple ones. But yeah, that basically goes for pre-comps. And then for sounds, of course, you have literally all of these sounds. I'm not gonna go through all of them, but they have stuff like that, which is pretty cool if you want to go ahead and add something to it, again, for editing. But yeah, we'll go ahead and put that off to the side. So for this, we have my boy Jom's logo that I did for him. Shout out to my boy Jom. He's doing the Sleep Like. He just hit 100 subs on YouTube, and he's gonna be doing this on Twitch. So shout out to him. This link will hopefully I'll pop it up somewhere on the screen, and also put it down below in the description. So big shout out to you, John. Love you, man. But yeah, I'm just gonna be using this as an example. And I actually don't know if I have his layout outside or his background just outright. But what I would do is I would have not only as a PNG, but I would as the whole logo as a PNG. I would also have each individual part as a PNG. So like even just the yellow without the lightning bolt, the Pokemon thing right here, the Pokemon text, the randomized, sleep block, the Z's, etc. And oops, sorry about that. And yeah, that's basically how I would do it. But of course, we don't have that for this instance right here. But that is okay. We can always just improvise and go ahead and go from there. So what I want to do is let me go ahead and look through this. Let me go ahead and see if I can get the background for the logo, and then we can go ahead and go from there. So I will talk to you guys in a second, and I'll cut it out when I'm back to this. Alright guys, so we're back. I went ahead and grabbed the background, so I'm gonna go ahead and drop it in here. And if you want to go ahead and make stuff not visible, you can go ahead and click this little eye right next to whatever you have, is whatever it's the logo, in this case it's right here, or the background. So go ahead and click that, and we'll actually make it not visible. And with this, we can go ahead and add certain things. You can go ahead and right click on it. You can go ahead and do blending. You can blend it based on whether it's screen or stuff like that. But again, we're just here for the basics, so we're just going to do a basic thing. We're going to do a basic intro. So I'm going to go ahead and drag this over. And with this, we're going to make the logo come in from a certain place. What you do is, of course, just click on whatever you want to use it on. Then you're going to go back to this, choose whichever one you want. In this instance, I will be using bottom, so I'll be clicking, say we're on left, I'll be clicking bottom, then I'll be clicking in, and it brings it in for you. Now this is where you can go ahead and tinker with it if you please. for the position, the angle it comes in. But for me, I think this is good enough. As cool. This is how it will look with just the regular. It comes in just like that. Now, if I wanted to go ahead and move it, you can go ahead. You see where it says TRN. Go ahead and slide this over, whether you want to come in a little later, earlier. You can also slide the actual blue bar that you see to make it go back to come in a little bit later. Or if you want to go ahead and do Control Shift D, it will actually cut it for you. It's a little shortcut. If you want a whole video for shortcuts, let me know down below. But that was a quick and little easy shortcut you could do. And of course, you just click delete. There you go. And that's where the logo will come in. Also, if you want to undo whatever you did, just Control Z, just like any other thing. But for right now, we'll just keep it like that. So the way it'll come in, usually I would have some music. Of course, we're not gonna have music right now because that would take a while to find. But basically something like this, where it's like, you know, the music, then the beat drop, and then bam, that's where it would show up. Something simple like that. And then of course, if you wanted to do the same thing but outwards, you just go ahead and bring this over here, and like I said, do the same thing. Click on the one you want and then click out. Oh, I missed this crucial step. You had to do the one that you want. You have to click on the one you want again, browse out, and it will add it for you. So this is what it look like unedited. Brings over here and then it goes out. Something very simple. Something very, very simple. Now if I wanted to add something like really cool, we could bring this over, which I have done before, and I believe it's in the starter pre-comps, in transitions, I believe. I like doing some of the late leaks. I think those are pretty cool. There's also all of these ones I have yet to test, but for this instance, I think we're gonna try and do shake and distort. So what you're gonna do, just click on it, whatever one you want. And this one, it doesn't have an in and out, so it's just a another layer in itself. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna click add, and then it's gonna go ahead and import for you. And then of course, you have all of the little things you can mess with, like the colors, what angle, how much blur you want, etc., etc. But for this, go ahead. This is what we're unedited, and then bring it in. Of course, that doesn't look as clean as we want. So I'll go ahead and bring this in right here, and we can go ahead and do something like this. And that looks pretty cool. Now what we could do to make this look pretty dope, we go ahead and click on this, or actually, you know what I want to do? I'm gonna go ahead and go back to this and click add, and we're gonna add another one. Again, this will just make it a separate thing, but I think this is pretty cool. And then of course, if you want to go ahead and delete one of the if you're not happy with one of the transitions, you can always just go to this, and it'll show you, say, in, out. If you ever want to remove one of them, all you gotta do is click remove, and then you can pick which one you want to get out. You can do all in. Of course, it will show all of them for that particular layer. So this one for Father John R, this is the real logo, that's why I put R for real. And we can go ahead and put transitions out and then bring those back over. And what we can actually do, again, something quick and simple. Let's just say I wanted to do this, cut this, Control Shift D, go ahead and get rid of that. And I'll actually bring this back over, and I will add a fade to black as well. Again, something very, very, very quick and simple. Something very, very quick and simple. But this will look like unedited. Oh, that's the wrong one. I forgot I cut this a little bit sooner. So what I'm gonna do is, again, bring that back. And yeah. That one doesn't look quite right. So I think we're gonna bring this somewhat similar up here. Bring this up here. Bam. And then of course you can adjust it to when it actually fades out black. So it seems like the ends right here. So again, Control Shift D, get rid of that. And then this is what it looks like if I were to finish it right here. Something very, very simple. And of course, if you want to do something that's fairly long, you can go ahead and go to File, where all the file, edit, composition, and all that. And you can go to Composition Settings. Composition is basically what you're trying to make. So you want to go to Composition Settings, and you can see right here, you can see like where it says duration, basically how long you want it to have. You can shorten this long, lengthen this to as long or as short as you want. Of course, you can up the frames, the width, the height. You can go into the advanced settings. I don't particularly go into these two, but these two tabs, but I do stay with this one. These are my settings that I keep on. I usually just keep this at 30 frame rate, which is more than fine. Sometimes you can go up to 60 frames if you really want to. I don't. These are some presets that you can do that they have. Again, I just keep it at HD, TV, 1080. That again, you can do whatever is more comfortable for you, but that is mine. And of course, if you want to go ahead and if you're happy with this, like let's say like you go back into it and you're like, oh, you know what, I really like how that came out. What you want to do is go all the way up to composition. You want to go to all the way right here where it says add to render queue. You got to go ahead and click on that, and then it will go ahead and bring up this little box where your composition layers would be, where basically all your work is, and you have a little extra tab for you where it says render queue. You're gonna go ahead and go here, and it might look a little bit like, whoa, what is this? What you're really gonna focus on is the output 2. So don't really touch these two. Of course, it's already labeled to best settings. Don't worry about this. The log is just, you know, what if something goes wrong, what is it gonna tell you? But you're gonna go ahead and click on this. It'll be highlighted in blue, so you're gonna go ahead and click on that where it says not yet specified. Go ahead and click on that. It'll bring up this little extra tab, and then it'll be output movie 2. So basically, this is where are you going to put your file that you just worked on. Of course, you can name it whatever you want. I'll just name it John Intro. Of course, you can set it. The only thing you could set it to is AVI, and let's just go ahead and say I wanted to put it to my D drive. You can go ahead and save, and we'll go ahead and do that. You can see jomintro.avi, and then all you have to do is click render. Now I'm not gonna go ahead and click render because one, that would just shit the bed my computer while recording. But also just this is only for educational purposes. But yeah, that's basically kind of the basics, I guess you could say, of how to do stuff. Of course, you have stuff like a type tool. If you want to go back to it, you have all this stuff up here. You have the type tool that you can go ahead and type in, I don't know, subscribe to Meech. You know, I love I misspelled subscribe. Yeah, let's just not talk about that. And then again, of course, if you want to go ahead and not use that, you can just not use that or delete the actual thing. And also, like I said earlier, if we go back to these, you go to pre-comps and then text boxes. You can go ahead and add that to your text layer, is what I was talking about earlier. Of course, you have some other tools. You have your pointer tool, just kind of basically the highlight stuff and whatnot. Of course, this brings it back to your home. This one over here, this menu right here, and all that. This is the grab tool. So basically, if you want to, you know, move it around or whatever. Another thing you can also do is if you hold Alt and then you use your mouse wheel, you can actually zoom in and zoom out. Something very handy to do. Also, if you hover over it, it actually tells you if you don't want to go all the way up here and click on what you have to do. If you actually, this is a selection tool. I just call it the pointer, but you can click V and it brings you to that. If you click H on your keyboard, this is all on your keyboard, it'll bring you to the hand. Fairly simple. And of course, if you don't want to do the Alt and use your mouse wheel, you can go ahead and click Z or go all the way up here to the zoom tool and then just left click and right and then whatnot. But I just feel personally I just use the Alt and mouse wheel. And then this is the rotation tool if you want to go ahead and rotate anything, But I haven't really messed with that yet. The unified camera tool, that is a little bit more of an advanced feature that if you guys want me to go over, I can. With this pan behind anchor point tool, another more advanced tool. Again, I can go into both of these if you guys really want me to. We have the rectangle tool if you want to go ahead and add something, or if you want to cut out a certain part of whatever you have as your on your comp right here. So if I just want to cut out the Pikachu, I can just do something like this and then keep it like that. This is the pen tool, which is actually, if you're funny enough, a very essential tool if you want to use the puppet tool, and it's actually a fairly advanced tool as well, in my opinion. So if you guys want me to cover that, kind of works the same way as Photoshop. If you don't know how it works, again, I can go into it as well. We have the brush tool. If you want to go ahead and make something in different colors, yada yada yada, such and such. We have the clone stamp tool, the eraser tool, the rotation brush tool, and then of course you have the puppet tool, which is probably the most advanced tool on After Effects. But yeah, let's just take one more last look at the the mock intro I made. And yeah, if you guys like if you guys like the tutorial, let me know down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and let me know what you guys want to see next. I'm gonna try and be making a lot of tutorials for you guys, because as I said previously, I haven't really seen a lot of people show others how to do motion design, or even I haven't seen many other people offer motion design, even just as a commission basis. And I mean, it's hard to get into. I think it's very hard to get into, but once you get into it and once you familiarize yourself with the tools and honestly just kind of play around with the stuff, it becomes second nature and very easy to do. Yeah, like I said, don't forget that like button. Let me know what else you guys want to see, whether it's some graphics points on Photoshop or more After Effects tutorials. Let me know, and don't forget to subscribe. So I'll see you guys next time. Peace.